HESI A2 Anatomy and Physiology Diagnostic Test. Question 1. A review item describes a digestive structure that has a narrow blind-ended lumen. Which option identifies it? Option A, duodenum. Option B, salivary gland. Option C, jejunum. Option D, appendix. The correct answer is option D, appendix. For supporting gut-associated immune function, this digestive structure contains lymphoid tissue and extends from the cecum. It can also be recognized because it has a narrow blind-ended lumen. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 2. A review item describes a respiratory structure that moves along alveolar surfaces. Which option identifies it? Option A, alveolar macrophage. Option B, right main bronchus. Option C, alveolar duct. Option D, nasopharynx. The correct answer is option A, alveolar macrophage. For providing local immune defense, this respiratory structure engulfs particles and microorganisms in distal air spaces. It can also be recognized because it moves along alveolar surfaces. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 3. Which option identifies the barrier most directly associated with providing first-line innate protection, and this function blocks many pathogens from entering the body? Option A, cleavage. Option B, pharynx. Option C, skin barrier. Option D, cornea. The correct answer is option C, skin barrier. This barrier participates in providing first-line innate protection. It blocks many pathogens from entering the body, and it combines keratinized cells, dryness, and chemical defenses. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Stressed about your HESI A2? We can take HESI A2 for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. Which option identifies the respiratory structure most important for supporting upper-airway function because it lightens the skull and contributes to voice resonance? Option A, alveolar macrophage. Option B, a bronchiole. Option C, paranasal sinus. Option D, respiratory bronchiole. The correct answer is option C, paranasal sinus. A key clue is that this respiratory structure communicates with the nasal cavity through small openings. It also lightens the skull and contributes to voice resonance. That combination is central to supporting upper-airway function. Question 5. Which option identifies the organ associated with coordinating oral processing? And both clues: it moves food, forms a bolus, and assists swallowing, and it also contains taste receptors and skeletal muscle. Option A, vitamin B12 absorption. Option B, renin. Option C, tooth. Option D, tongue. The correct answer is option D, tongue. The function described is that this organ moves food, forms a bolus, and assists swallowing. A second identifying feature is that it also contains taste receptors and skeletal muscle. Together, the two clues explain the role in coordinating oral processing. Question 6. Impairment of which position would most directly prevent the following function? Places a person lying on the left side? Option A, right lateral recumbent position. Option B, anatomical position. Option C, supine position. Option D, left lateral recumbent position. The correct answer is option D, left lateral recumbent position. A key clue is that this position uses the side touching the surface to name the position. It also places a person lying on the left side. That combination is central to describing body orientation. Question 7. Impairment of which chemical concept would most directly prevent the following function? Provides immediately usable energy for cellular work? Option A, ADP. Option B, cation. Option C, protein. Option D, enzyme. The correct answer is option A, ADP. A key clue is that this chemical concept stores energy in phosphate bonds that can be rapidly transferred. It also provides immediately usable energy for cellular work. That combination is central to powering active transport and muscle contraction. Question 8. Impairment of which structure would most directly prevent the following function? Marks the exit of the optic nerve. Option A, optic disc. Option B, cerebrum. Option C, reflex arc. Option D, ventral root. The correct answer is option A, optic disc. A key clue is that this structure contains no photoreceptors and creates a blind spot. It also marks the exit of the optic nerve. That combination is central to leaving the eye with visual axons. Are you looking for Get Actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access GED study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get GED answer key today. Question 9. A review item describes a bone that contains the sella turcica that supports the pituitary gland. Which option identifies it? Option A, tibia. Option B, clavicle. Option C, coxal bone. Option D, sphenoid bone. The correct answer is option D, sphenoid bone. For linking several skull bones, this bone forms a central portion of the cranial floor. It can also be recognized because it contains the sella turcica that supports the pituitary gland. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 10. Which option identifies the reproductive structure that forms the muscular uterine wall? Option A, myometrium. Option B, Leydig cell. Option C, uterus. Option D, seminiferous tubule. The correct answer is option A, myometrium. This reproductive structure forms the muscular uterine wall. It produces strong contractions during labor. These linked features explain the role in supporting childbirth. Question 11. Which option identifies the reproductive structure best matching this description? It forms a fluid-filled bulge near the ovarian surface, and it releases an oocyte during ovulation. Option A, ovary. Option B, mature follicle. Option C, cervix. Option D, Sertoli cell. The correct answer is option B, mature follicle. For completing follicular development, this reproductive structure releases an oocyte during ovulation. It can also be recognized because it forms a fluid-filled bulge near the ovarian surface. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 12. A student is reviewing a concept involved in moving oxygen and carbon dioxide between air and blood. Which option identifies the respiratory structure with this function, provides a thin surface for gas exchange? Option A, paranasal sinus. Option B, alveolus. Option C, pharynx. Option D, a bronchiole. The correct answer is option B, alveolus. The role tested here involves moving oxygen and carbon dioxide between air and blood. This respiratory structure provides a thin surface for gas exchange. It can also be identified because it is closely associated with pulmonary capillaries. Question 13. A learner connects the clues supports secretion and absorption and consists of one layer of cube-shaped cells. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, serous membrane. Option B, epithelial tissue. Option C, simple cuboidal epithelium. Option D, simple columnar epithelium. The correct answer is option C, simple cuboidal epithelium. The function described is that this tissue or membrane supports secretion and absorption. A second identifying feature is that it consists of one layer of cube-shaped cells. Together, the two clues explain the role in lining kidney tubules and small gland ducts. Question 14. A physiology item gives two clues. It carries an autonomic signal from the central nervous system to a ganglion, and it synapses with a second neuron before reaching the effector. Which option identifies the structure? Option A, primary motor cortex. Option B, preganglionic neuron. Option C, auricle. Option D, sympathetic division. The correct answer is option B, preganglionic neuron. The role tested here involves organizing a 2- neuron autonomic pathway. This structure carries an autonomic signal from the central nervous system to a ganglion. It can also be identified because it synapses with a second neuron before reaching the effector. Question 15. Which option identifies the directional term whose key function indicates a point farther from the trunk or origin of a limb? Option A, distal. Option B, proximal. Option C, ipsilateral. Option D, medial. The correct answer is option A, distal. This directional term indicates a point farther from the trunk or origin of a limb. It is commonly paired with a term meaning nearer the point of attachment. These linked features explain the role in describing the fingers relative to the elbow. Question 16. Which option identifies the skin structure or response best matching this description? It contains papillary and reticular connective tissue layers, and it provides strength, elasticity, vessels, nerves, and glands to the skin? Option A, dermal papilla. Option B, dermis. Option C, stratum granulosum. Option D, vitamin D synthesis. The correct answer is option B, dermis. For supporting the surface covering, this skin structure or response provides strength, elasticity, vessels, nerves, and glands to the skin. It can also be recognized because it contains papillary and reticular connective tissue layers. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 17. Which option identifies the fluid balance concept with this feature? It includes interstitial fluid and plasma. Option A, chloride. Option B, dehydration. Option C, extracellular fluid. Option D, bicarbonate. The correct answer is option C, extracellular fluid. This fluid balance concept participates in transporting nutrients and wastes outside cells. It surrounds cells and circulates in vessels, and it includes interstitial fluid and plasma. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 18. Which option identifies the contraction type whose key function is changes muscle length while moving a load? Option A, isometric contraction. Option B, isotonic contraction. Option C, eccentric contraction. Option D, concentric contraction. The correct answer is option B, isotonic contraction. This contraction type changes muscle length while moving a load. It includes shortening and controlled lengthening actions. These linked features explain the role in producing joint movement. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. A student is reviewing a concept involved in maintaining osmotic balance. Which option identifies the process with this function, increases collecting duct water permeability? Option A, antidiuretic response. Option B, endocytosis. Option C, renal compensation. Option D, hematopoiesis. The correct answer is option A, antidiuretic response. The role tested here involves maintaining osmotic balance. This process increases collecting duct water permeability. It can also be identified because it reduces urine volume when body water must be conserved. Question 20. A physiology item gives two clues. It places a person face upward on the back, and it is commonly used for many anterior examinations and procedures. Which option identifies the position? Option A, anatomical position. Option B, right lateral recumbent position. Option C, prone position. Option D, supine position. The correct answer is option D, supine position. The role tested here involves describing body orientation. This position places a person face upward on the back. It can also be identified because it is commonly used for many anterior examinations and procedures. Question 21. A learner connects the clues, estimates the average pressure driving systemic blood flow, and depends more heavily on diastolic pressure at normal heart rates. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, diastolic pressure. Option B, mean arterial pressure. Option C, pulse pressure. Option D, alveolar ventilation. The correct answer is option B, mean arterial pressure. The function described is that this measurement estimates the average pressure driving systemic blood flow. A second identifying feature is that it depends more heavily on diastolic pressure at normal heart rates. Together, the two clues explain the role in evaluating tissue perfusion. Question 22. A review item describes a measurement that is influenced by cell number and plasma volume. Which option identifies it? Option A, hematocrit. Option B, pulse pressure. Option C, systolic pressure. Option D, minute ventilation. The correct answer is option A, hematocrit. For evaluating blood composition, this measurement measures the percentage of blood volume occupied by red blood cells. It can also be recognized because it is influenced by cell number and plasma volume. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 23. Which option identifies the skin structure or response whose key function is, interlocks with the epidermis and helps nourish its basal cells? Option A, tactile cell. Option B, vitamin D synthesis. Option C, dermal papilla. Option D, epidermis. The correct answer is option C, dermal papilla. This skin structure or response interlocks with the epidermis and helps nourish its basal cells. It contains capillaries and contributes to surface ridges. These linked features explain the role in supporting friction ridges and epidermal attachment. Question 24. Which option identifies the measurement whose key function is equals systolic pressure minus diastolic pressure? Option A, mean arterial pressure. Option B, diastolic pressure. Option C, hematocrit. Option D, pulse pressure. The correct answer is option D, pulse pressure. This measurement equals systolic pressure minus diastolic pressure. It reflects the pressure change generated by each heartbeat. These linked features explain the role in interpreting arterial pressure. Question 25. A student is reviewing a concept involved in organizing the large intestine. Which option identifies the digestive structure with this function, moves contents upward on the right side of the abdomen? Option A, cecum. Option B, jejunum. Option C, the ascending colon. Option D, salivary gland. The correct answer is option C, ascending colon. The role tested here involves organizing the large intestine. This digestive structure moves contents upward on the right side of the abdomen. It can also be identified because it extends from the cecum to the hepatic flexure.